Agony.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Mambo. Some people ask me to make, a breakdown of these dark vintage samples on the style of the Agony sample packs, which is a currently 3 sample pack that we release on our channel, on the Agony channel. You can check them out. The link is gonna be in the description for all 3 of them. Hope you're gonna like them. And yeah, let's start with this sample, which is actually a little bit different. It's a little dark, very vintage, but there is also, some synths, and it's not that dramatic sounding. But yeah, so the first thing I've done, I've took the Nylon Guitar it's a contact bank from Ilya Efimov. That's a very good sounding guitar, and this is how it goes. Like, it's stupid simple. And then it repeats itself for another 16 bars. Basically, I've just done this, chord progression is an insult, but like this just 3 notes, which is actually 2. Right, come on. Then I've just took the root note, bring it up, I increased the velocity by much, at least double it. And then I've just made this arpeggio, very simple. I just also copied these notes and I bring them an octave, and also this velocity is increased. Then I've just this arpeggio, which is in thirds, which is very common, like nothing really special. Then that's it. This little thing is just to create a little bit more bounce, and the second part is a little different from this one, but it's also a little different from this fourth one, while the first bar and the third one are the same. The second one goes like this. The fourth one is a little bit different, and it ends like that. It's very cool. On this Nylon Guitar I just use Ego Boy actually for chorus. The preset is acoustic chorus, and crystallizer for the delay you hear. Then the parametric EQ is just this, just to cut the super lows, but this guitar doesn't even have them. And this is the preset. I start from, it actually says default, but it is not default. It is a dark plate, which I think you find in plates. Dark plate, this one. Then I've messed a little with mix, decay, and low cut. I bring the low cut up by a lot, even if I don't think again that this guitar actually touches those frequencies. But yeah, then I just copied everything. I pasted on the acoustic guitar, and I bring everything down by an octave. Everything copied was like this, so I just deleted these notes because this guitar doesn't reach even this low. Actually, guitars don't even go that low. And for the rest, it's the same as also the velocity is the same. I think actually everything is a little bit lower also in velocity, and this is how it sounds like. It's very low volume. The reason I use this acoustic guitar, also from Ilya Efimov by the way, is because it makes the sound of the guitar more full, and you can't actually even notice that it's 2 different guitars. So the volume is very low, and if you have headphones, you notice that the sound goes left to right. It's because of a preset of I think Effect Track, yeah, Wide Motion Chorus, which you find in Chorus. I think it's the last one. And also crystallizer is the same preset as a Nylon Guitar, but on the Nylon I bring it down by 40%, and which in here I did nothing. Then the parametric EQ is the same, but I've also cut a lot of the highs. I mean, not a lot, actually, a little. Because this guitar was not recorded perfectly, and it has a lot of very bad high frequencies. If you already use this guitar, probably you know what I'm talking about. I mean, just cut them. You don't hear them no more. And then the verb is exactly the same, like it's the same preset as the Nylon guitar. Putting the same reverb on every sound makes them sound like more coherent with one another. They don't like the reverb doesn't crash with another one. It's not messy. Everything is like peaceful and very nicely sounding. So moving on to the piano, I just copied the MIDI from the Nylon Guitar. I pasted it here on the piano, which is emotional piano of Soundiron. I just it's like the same identical MIDI, even also I think with the velocities. But I just deleted the C sharps that you can find here on the acoustic Nylon Guitar. These ones, I just deleted them, and I brought everyone by an octave because then I used the gross beat. So I'm gonna let you listen. That's like extremely simple. Also, this one is very low in volume, mostly because again it has to make the sound more full. Like I very often use Nylon, acoustic, and piano to make the sound more full. And also this one, what I use as effects, I mean gross beat of course, then crystallizer, the same preset of Nylon Guitar, Ego Boy, the same preset as Nylon, parametric EQ, this is the equalizer, and the verb is the same as everything else. The verb is gonna be the same for every sound. Then I went on and I opened the Ney Flute. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's from Impact Soundworks. This is how it sounds like. Now if you notice the volume of the flute changes with time, how I did that is very simple. You just right click on the volume knob on the channel rack, just click edit events, you will find this page and you can just right click and you can do whatever you want. Once you made like a good automation on the first bars, just right click again, Ctrl B, and you can paste that over. So that's very useful if you want to make something sound more realistic, even though this flute is already very good sounding and has a very nice legato, very well recorded. So what I've done, I just followed the chord progression, the stupid chord progression I showed you on the Nylon Guitar. Then there is these fast notes which are not on thirds and not on anything. I just press Alt in the note and I change it, not following the time signature. These are thirds. They sound very good. Then the second part changes a little by the first part, the first 4 bars, but like the concept is the same. Like I just copy paste over and then I just change usually the first 2 notes or the first note only. This one is just the first 2. So this one goes up, then this one has to go a little more down, and these very fast notes are the same as this one. They just made them a little shorter. These are also thirds, and then this one are the same one, and I add just this F1 dance like in F, but the volume is very low when it goes there, so I don't think you can even hear them properly. I mean, maybe alone yes, but in context I don't think. That's how it is. The effects used on this one: crystallizer, same preset. I brought this down by 31%. Ego Boy is acoustic chorus again, which I think I've also used on Nylon Guitar. Then parametric EQ, I didn't do anything. And Palala Vintage Verb is the same preset. Then we got the bass. If you want to make it something vintage at the bass, like it doesn't matter what the other instruments are. If you put a bass, and this one is of course Carby Riggenberg bass. I think that's how you pronounce it from Contact. No, yeah, I use it from Contact. I think it's from Native Instruments. Yeah, you just put this bass. It's the Carby Riggenberg bass, and it's the palm muted though. Like it sounds very nice. I'ma let you listen to it. And that's it. Then it repeats itself with a just very dumb exception that the last note is a little shorter than this one, but it doesn't really matter. So this is kind of the same concept of the flute. Like there is the first part, and then the second part only the first note changes, even though the flute is just the first 2 mainly. These are thirds to switch from one octave to another. Then there is this thing, just to make it more bounce a little, if bounce is the right word for it. These are other thirds, and then it is the exact same, but it's C sharp for changes, and I don't know, it sounded good. And it repeats itself. These are other thirds. I played a lot with velocities. It's not too crazy though. But if you want this bass, especially the palm muted, sound very good. You just lower the velocities a lot, and then if you want, you increase the volume if you want it to be more present the bass. But like on low volume, it's beautiful. Then lastly, I've added which is like stupid simple. I'm gonna play it actually in context, this one too, so with the guitars. Again, very simple. So like this is very simple, and the effect I've used on this one are crystallizer, I think radio echo, yes, so I think it's the same as acoustic guitar and all the others, but I haven't lowered the mix level. Then this is a little the EQ. It doesn't make much sense now, but then when because I made these modifies once I increase the maximizer on the master, which I'll show you later. And then the preset is of course the same. Also I forgot to say that on the bass I just used this parametric EQ, and again these changes were made after I compressed the sample. And the reverb, of course, don't kill me if I put the reverb on the bass, but I doubled the cut, and instead of 3.9 is 7.8, so that is on the bass but not on the low frequencies. And then the last instruments, just for variations, I removed the nylon guitars on the second part of the sample, and I just put this synth. So it's from an Analog Lab 5, it goes like this. If you don't have headphones, like as well, you didn't even hear when it was low. This is like literally just for ambience. When it goes on the higher octave, I think maybe you hear a little way more. And yeah, this is just for variations. It also has a gross beat, Ego Boy for the chorus. It doesn't have no delays. This is the panoramic EQ, and of course the reverb is the same. Then yeah, this is the first part. Then the second part is the same but without the nylon guitar. So there is the acoustic guitar with its delays, which is very cool, which is different from the nylon. And the synth comes in, even though it's like more ambience, so just a little different. And then there is the last part, which is only 8 parts, which is just again this through the nylon and acoustic and the bass, and that's it. No flute, no voice. I know this is an asymmetric way of making a sample, but it sounded good for me, so that's how I made it. I'm not gonna make stems. I don't like stems. I like a sample to be, you know, the way it's built, and then people can do whatever they want, but with something already built. But that's, you know, personal preference. Actually, I understand that stems are way more comfortable. I mean, producers are way more comfortable with stems. But yeah, no stems from the Mambo. So what I've done then, you know, I mix everything. Then I go ozone maximizer and the parametric EQ. I increase as much as I can the ozone maximizer, then I cue everything. Then after that, I'm not gonna play it right now because it's gonna, like, it's very high the volume, so I think we're gonna both get hurt. Then I put RC20. This thing is completely useless. Soft clipper is also very useless. And fresh air, like you don't have to exaggerate with it. I just, you know, it's like, I forgot how it's called, like stimulation or something like that. You know, it makes the sounds way more cleaner. But if you exaggerate with it, it destroys all, you know, the dynamics you've made. So don't overdo it. Then this is the preset of RC20. I just removed it's vinyl 3. I just removed the distortion, increase the wobble, decrease the noise. I don't increase the follow. The magnetic is the same one. I mean, the same as the preset. This one is completely useless. So this is you know, with these effects and the maximizer, how it sounds like now. Then after that, like what I do is, so I consolidate everything, and these samples I brought it down of 2 semitones. I normalize it, I remove of course all the effects from the master, and I just put another EQ, which is a EQ like this. I bring it down of 2 semitones. Most, like 90% of the time, I just 2 semitones. It's not 1, not 3. It's just 2 semitones. Because I really like a lot the vinyl sound of RC20 2 semitones lower, and also, you know, because the sound is a little bit more dark, so I like it like that. Even though this sample is not really that much. I mean, it is dark, but like not tragic or dramatic sound. It's like more psychedelic sounding, you know, with all the sounds going on the left, on the right. Yeah, I'll try something different, but it's still, you know, vintage sounding. So okay, then I consolidate again. It has to be the final product, this one, the final consolidation, because then I put into Edison. I of course remove everything of the master, and I put the name, the key, BPM, and my name of IG. And this is everything. This is the final sample. That's how I make samples. I hope you learned something new. If you didn't, tell me, you know, what is like that you would like to see next. If you want to make, you know, a particular breakdown, maybe of the samples of the Agony sample packs, just, you know, drop a comment and I'ma do it for sure. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. If you didn't, I'ma sacrifice my soul to the CEO of SC20. I don't know, like someone. And yeah, see you in the next video.